Scene script. Ever pondered why understanding exponential growth in chess matters? Let's delve into this intriguing concept, one that's been a cornerstone of mathematical principles and a crucial part of strategic thinking in games like chess. Exponential growth in its simplest form is all about multiplication. Imagine you have a grain of wheat. Now, you decide to double that grain every day. On the first day you have 1 grain, on the second you have 2, by the third day you have 4 grains, then 8, then 16 and so on. That, my friends, is exponential growth. It's not about adding a grain every day but doubling what you already have. Contrast this with linear growth, which is more straightforward and intuitive. If you were to add a grain of wheat every day instead of doubling, you'd have a clear, predictable increase. 1 grain today, 2 tomorrow, 3 the day after, and so on. This is linear growth, steady and predictable, like the ticking of a clock or the pages of a calendar flipping by. But why does this matter in a game of chess? Well, chess is a game of strategy and foresight. It's not just about the move you're making now, but the potential of that move to change the entire game. Every decision, every move you make on the chessboard can have an exponential impact on the outcome. A single pawn, insignificant at first glance, can become a queen. A quiet move in the early game can lead to a checkmate in the endgame. In the world of chess, understanding the power of exponential growth can help you appreciate the potential behind each move, the ripple effect that can turn the tide of the game. It can help you strategize, plan, and play with a perspective that goes beyond the immediate. So, can you imagine how this might play out on a chessboard? Let's explore the enigma of exponential growth and the astounding number 18 quintillion, 446 quadrillion, 744 trillion, 73 billion, 709 million, 551,615. It's a number that's as fascinating as it is staggering, and it's all about exponential growth. Now consider this: a chessboard, a grain of wheat, and exponential growth. What's the connection? Let's dive into an ancient Indian legend that beautifully illustrates the concept of exponential growth, using nothing more than a chessboard and some grains of wheat. The tale goes like this: the inventor of chess, as a reward from a delighted ruler, asked for a single grain of wheat to be placed on the first square of the chessboard. On the second square, he asked for double that amount, 2 grains. On the third square, he asked for double the amount on the second square, that's 4 grains. This doubling continued, each square receiving twice as many grains as the previous one. Sounds pretty reasonable, right? But let's do the math. By the 4th square, you'd have 8 grains of wheat. By the 10th square, you'd have over 500. By the 20th square, you'd have over 1,000,000. And we're just getting started. By the 30th square, you'd have more than 1 billion grains. By the 40th, you'd be in the trillions. And by the 50th square, you'd have more than a quadrillion grains of wheat. That's a 1 followed by 15 zeros. Now this is where things get truly mind-boggling. By the 60th square, you'd have over a quintillion grains of wheat. That's 18 zeros. And we still have 4 more squares to go. The numbers continue to skyrocket, doubling with each new square. And finally, when you reach the last square, the 64th square of the chessboard, you're faced with an astronomical number. This humble request from the inventor of chess to simply double a grain of wheat 63 times leads to a number so large it's almost unimaginable. By the 64th square, you'd end up with a staggering 18,446, 744 trillion, 73 billion, 709 million, 551,615 grains of wheat. That's 18 quintillion, 446 quadrillion, 744 trillion, 73 billion, 709 million, 551,615. A clear demonstration of the power of exponential growth. But how does understanding this exponential growth translate into a winning chess strategy, you may ask? Well, let's dive into it. In chess, the game starts simple. 2 players, a board, and a set of pieces. But as the game progresses, the complexity grows, not linearly, but exponentially. Each move you make opens up a new set of possibilities, and each of those possibilities opens up an even greater set of subsequent possibilities. This is the essence of exponential growth. To visualize this, consider the first move. The player with the white pieces has 20 possible moves. Now, for each of these 20 moves, the player with the black pieces also has 20 possible responses. So, after only 1 move each, there are already 400 possible games that could be played. And that's just the beginning. As the game progresses, the number of possible moves and counter-moves continues to multiply. By the time you're a few moves in, there are more potential games of chess, than there are atoms in the observable universe. This is where our big number from earlier, 18 quintillion, 446 quadrillion, 744 trillion, 73 billion, 709 million, 551,615 comes into play. That's the estimated number of distinct possible positions on a chessboard. Now, you might be thinking, how can I possibly keep track of all these possibilities? The answer is, you can't. No one can. But what you can do is understand the concept of exponential growth, use it to anticipate the potential complexity of the game, and plan your moves accordingly. This means thinking several moves ahead, considering all possible responses from your opponent, and developing a flexible strategy that can adapt to the ever-changing landscape of the game. It's not just about winning the next move, but about positioning yourself to win the game in the long run. In chess, as in life, understanding exponential growth can be the key to success. So, harness the power of exponential growth and let it guide your chess strategy. You just might find yourself checking your opponent's king before they even see it coming. But this isn't just about chess, is it? What's the bigger picture here? Indeed, the concept of exponential growth isn't confined to the 64 squares of a chessboard. It's a fundamental mechanism that drives many processes around us. Let's take a leap from the board and delve into the world where exponential growth makes its mark. Imagine the realm of technology. The famous Moore's law states that the number of transistors on a microchip doubles approximately every 2 years. This is exponential growth in action. It's the reason why our devices get faster, smaller, and more efficient with each passing year. The leaps and bounds in technological advancements we've witnessed over the past few decades can be attributed to this exponential trend. Now consider our world's population. For most of human history, growth was slow, but in recent centuries, we've seen a dramatic increase, with our global population doubling and even tripling in shorter periods of time. This rapid increase, you've guessed it, is another example of exponential growth. Let's not forget the world of finance. Compound interest, the interest you earn on your initial investment plus all the interest accumulated over time, grows exponentially. It's the reason why a small investment today can grow into a substantial nest egg in the future. And it's not just these large-scale examples. In our daily lives, from the cells dividing in our bodies to the spread of viral content online, exponential growth is at play. Understanding the power of exponential growth can equip us to make better decisions, anticipate future trends, and leverage these patterns for progress. Whether it's strategizing your next move on the chessboard, planning your investments, or predicting the next big technological leap, a grasp of exponential growth can be your secret weapon. So the power of exponential growth extends far beyond the chessboard. So, what have we learned about exponential growth in chess, and why does it matter? Well, we've discovered that chess isn't just a game of strategy, but a fantastic illustration of the concept of exponential growth. When we place a single grain of wheat on the first square of our chessboard and double it for each subsequent square, we end up with a mind-boggling 18 quintillion, 446 quadrillion, 744 trillion, 73 billion, 709 million, 551,615 grains on the 64th square. This is no mere mathematical curiosity, it's a powerful demonstration of how small decisions and actions can accumulate over time, leading to outcomes that are far greater than we might initially anticipate. It's a lesson that transcends the chessboard, finding its echoes in fields as diverse as finance, biology, and computer science. In terms of chess strategy, understanding exponential growth can be a game changer. It enables us to see the potential of our moves, not just in the immediate future but several steps ahead. It's a bit like having a superpower, allowing us to make decisions that can have a profound impact on the outcome of the game. But the learning doesn't stop at the chessboard. The principles of exponential growth have broader applications, helping us to grasp complex phenomena, from the spread of viruses to the growth of investments. By understanding these principles, we can make better decisions, whether we're planning for retirement, managing a business, or simply trying to understand the world around us. So, the next time you find yourself facing a chessboard, remember the lesson of the grains of wheat. Consider the power of exponential growth and how it can shape the outcome of your game, and perhaps even your life. Remember, understanding exponential growth can give you a powerful edge, whether you're plotting your next move on the chessboard or navigating the complexity